his legend has taken on.
The prototype of the modern tight end, number 89 couples speed and power with a fierce combative nature.
Mike would catch the ball and look for people to hit. He would run over people. He would knock into them. He always liked to run short pass patterns and then run over everybody in his way. So he was neat to have on the team because he was so spirited. He was a very, very tough football player. Ditka was in the mold of a real fighter on the football field and was a person that added a lot of spark to the Chicago Bear football team. He was what I would call a fighting Chicago Bear.
This fighting Chicago Bear was a devastating blocker and the driving force behind the team's quest for an NFL championship in 1963. In late November, the Bears and the Packers were in a dead heat for the Western Conference title. But while Ditka's crushing blocks kept them apace on the field, off it, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy cast a pall on the season. On Sunday, November 24th, 2 days after his death, the Bears met the Steelers in a crucial game.
It was the worst psychological circumstance that I've ever been in to play a football game. Nobody really wanted to play football, but we had to play.
I couldn't control what happened to President Kennedy or in our country at that time, and my living was to be a football player. I was sad because I cried like every other American when I found out about it. It depressed me all of Friday and all of Saturday, but Sunday it was different. That was my livelihood. I had to go out there and line up against a bunch of guys called the Pittsburgh Steelers and play football. And I think maybe that game to me was that was my way of committing myself to what I thought about President Kennedy. He was somebody to me who was an example of somebody who gave his all, and I just tried to give my all, and that's why the game, I think, turned out the way it did in my favor. I had caught about 8 or 9 passes that day, and I remember Bill in the huddle asked me if I could go deep, and I said no, and I said, if you hit me around the 10-yard, 12-yard hook, I'll try to run with it.
If a season could be distilled into one moment, it was this one. Ditka broke 6 tackles en route to one of the most breathtaking plays in NFL history. The play cemented a Western Conference title, and Ditka went on to lead the Bears in scoring and receiving. And in his masterpiece season, led them to the NFL championship.
Coming up, Baltimore's Bert Retchichar.
No one has played middle linebacker better than Dick Butkus, and it's not likely that anyone ever will. He was the most dominant defensive player the game has ever known. In 9 years with the Chicago Bears, Butkus played on